Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for another functional feng shui video. This is part 4. We will be looking at feng shui in your children's rooms today. So one thing that I've kind of been observing about myself is that during this quarantine time and not knowing any certainty for the future, the one thing that I do feel like I have control over is my environment. So I've been drinking a lot of coffee. I've been listening to a lot of 70s rock. And I have been cleaning and organizing and decluttering, and it feels good. Staying active, staying in a yang state during the day has helped me cope with the uncertainty of what we're dealing with. So I encourage you to do that. On your good days, dive into a project and keep on going. I think you'll find it feels really good. So today we're talking about feng shui of your children's rooms, and most parents that have more than one child will tell you that they are incredibly different people. So Iris is by nature a minimalist. She has no problem shedding things that no longer serve her, keeping her room nice and tidy. And then dear sweet Odin is the opposite. He feels very emotionally connected to all of the things that belong to him. So, following my business's process of remove, reorganize, and re-energize, the first step is decluttering. So I've tried a couple different things with Odin. One of the things that I've told him about is that there are children less fortunate than him. And if he can release toys and clothing and things that no longer fit him or that he enjoys, then we can donate those to kids that need them. And so that's helped Odin be able to get rid of stuff. And then secondly, you can do some kind of a reward system, like, we get rid of 20 things and you get to pick any sort of board game that the family plays together. Or, we get rid of 30 things and we can make any kind of cookies you want to make. So that sort of a reward system can help a child release things easier. But the first step is declutter. I don't think I need to go into that too much. Clothing that no longer fits, get rid of it. Clothing that's stained or torn, get rid of it. Toys that are no longer age appropriate and they no longer play with, you can get rid of. Sometimes a toy might be too complicated, and so you may have attempted it. But if it's sitting around and no one's using it, get rid of that. After you do a big remove and declutter, then you're also going to want to do a big clean. So cleaning your ceiling blade fans, ceiling fan blades, cleaning your windows really well, cleaning the blinds, cleaning the window sills, cleaning the vents, cleaning the floors really well, rearranging and cleaning underneath furniture is really important. Ideally, with the children's bedroom, we're looking to make them feel safe, empowered, and loved. And giving them a space of their own is a really important emotional and physical part of their growth. So after the remove process is the reorganize. I do think that when it comes to toys, clear bins will help your child recognize how to put their toys back away in the appropriate spot. So also under the bed storage bins help with some things. Labeling their drawers, small little label, you know, t-shirts, jeans, underwear, and pajamas and sweatshirts, something like that, to help them be able to start to put things away. With the reorganize, also a lot of feng shui in my previous video on bedrooms has to do with bed placement. And for about a month, Odin has been waking up a couple times a night, and he comes into our room, and I wake up and I say, "Go back to bed, buddy," and he does go back to bed, but it's odd. And one of the things I realized is that his bed was not placed ideally. So your bed placement is called a command position. And when your bed is in the correct command position in the room, you feel empowered. So it's going to be on the far wall across from the door, but not directly in front of the door. So kind of like the door in this room is diagonal over there. And then the head of the bed is going to be on a solid wall. You're also going to not want the bed underneath a window if at all possible. So that's a little bit about the reorganizing, and then moving on to the re-energizing. This is the feng shui aspect. A child's room is interesting because you really want a blend of yin and yang. You want them to be able to soothe themselves and fall into a restful, peaceful state when it's time to go to sleep. But you also want their room to inspire them to be creative, get their homework done. You want them to be like being in their room. So the yin and the yang balance it can be a little tricky, but with a few elements it can be done. So one of the things you'll want to do is open the room up as much as possible. So having an inviting and open space for your child to come in and to sprawl out on the floor and get creative when they want to. Also, a desk workspace is nice. It's nice for homework, and it's also nice for artwork and for Lego creations, anything like that. If they don't want to be on the floor, but they want like a work desk area, it's nice to have that. I mentioned the bed placement. That's very important in your children's room. You're also going to not want to place your bed under any sort of a beam or slanted ceiling, if at all possible. That energy is kind of oppressive. Color-wise, you don't want really bright and bold colors on the wall. That's a little bit too much yang when it is time to sleep. So I encourage you to pick colors, but make them a little bit more muted. And then as far as plants go, plants are okay. They're good in the children's bedroom, and I think even having a plant that they like taking care of is a nice thing. But you're not going to want a bunch of plants in the bedroom, and certainly no plants that are dying. Also, you want to make sure the lighting is a nice balance. You want there to be plenty of natural light, and then also not too much fluorescent lighting. So watch the light. A lamp can be nice on the desk or on a bedside table. Also, as far as your bedding goes, making sure the kids' bedding gets washed frequently. If at all possible, natural fibers. And then making sure the prints aren't, making sure, one, there's not a bunch of wild wallpaper print, or the prints on the bedspread and the, you know, wall prints aren't too chaotic. And another thing about artwork in your kids' rooms is you want, that's a fine balance too, because you want them to be able to express themselves and put up whatever they're into. Chicago Bears, the Bears. But you also want to make sure there's not too much violent or chaotic artwork on the walls. It is also nice to put some of their own artwork that they've done on the walls. That's a very empowering feeling for them. Also, framed pictures of, you know, on the desks or tables or walls of your family, or of like a really wonderful moment together, or of beloved family pets or grandma and grandpa, but surrounding them with images of the people that love them. So anyways, I hope everybody's doing good, but I will say, after spending all day with Odin redoing his room yesterday, he slept through the night for the first time, and in the morning he said that he has slept better than he has in months. So I think it's a good sign. You know, I think also just clearing the room out, minimizing what he owns, reorganizing it, I think that also helps kind of quiet his mind so he can sleep better. But anyways, it's kind of nice during this time when we're all spending so much time at home to kind of direct some energy into your children's rooms and get that chi flowing in there, and I think it will inspire them to want to be in their rooms more and be more creative and enjoy themselves. So I hope you're all good. Feel free to contact me at drift-home.com if you want to do a virtual consulting meeting. And also subscribe to the channel. There will be many more videos to come. Hope you're all doing good. Wash your hands. Jazz hands.